Good evening. Welcome to this regular board meeting, the Oakwood Unit 76 Board of Education. Call meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Bradford. Here. Hicks. Here. Janeski.
Yeah, here.
Lynn.
Here.
Ludwig. Here. Plattner.
Here.
Smith.
Here. Please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a reminder, we are live streaming this and recording in case someone would like to listen to this in the future. Agenda item number 2, public participation. I do believe we have one person like to address the board, Mr. Todd Flessner.
Do I need to come up?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. A lot of times a
All right, well, thanks for letting me take a couple minutes. I am a industrial technology teacher at Delaware Community College. I have been teaching there 7 years, and I noticed that there was 2 names for 4 seats at the election when I went to the ballot booth last month. If the board ever has an opportunity to make an appointment, I would like to volunteer for that appointment if possible. I don't know anything else about it, whether I was late out of the filling out the application, whatever, that's fine. But if you would like to or can in future make an appointment to an empty seat, please reach out to me. I did sign my phone number on the paper. The other thing I wanted to mention was, if possible, tomorrow we have an open house at Delaware Community College in the Tech Center. I have a flyer to hand these up. If anybody would like to come check out what we have in the Technology Center. You've been through. Yes, sir. But if you have anybody else that would like to come through, that'd be wonderful.
Thank you.
One thing I wanted to add is that I am very interested in what my children do because I have children in the district. I also teach College Express industrial technology for high school juniors and seniors. So that's one of the reasons that I'm interested in seeing what's available for my children that come to the district, but also help Delaware Community College out as well. I'm real big on obviously technology programs. I'm big on transfer credit, high school students getting college credit. That's where my rotation is important because they get 4 courses, college credit and high school credit at the same time. And there's dozens of programs at Delaware Community College that I don't know that all parents are aware of. So I have it unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3, consent agenda. Did everybody have a chance to review the consent agenda? Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Well, I do want to mention, we oftentimes we just look at this and we don't spend the time to actually discuss this. We've got 3 retirees leaving the district. I think it's important to mention them. David Parker. So he's had 16 years with the district, an additional 20 years at the Lutheran schools, 36 years in education. So, how long were you in education? About that long?
No, a lot longer than that.
Miss Hale, she was 27 years here at the grade school library. And finally, Miss Klingen, 20 years in the office. Just want to say thank you guys for your time and just take a minute to recognize you. Roll call.
Okay, motion by Ludwig, seconded by Hicks to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. Bradford? Yes. Hicks?
Yes.
Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Ludwig? Yes. Plattner?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 1.
Agenda item 4, FOIA request. Mr. Mayor, do we have any requests this month? No, sir. Okay. Agenda item 5, the OEA report. Mr. Johnson, do you have anything for the board?
The association sent a representative to Springfield today for the issue on funding the project success that seems to be cut, or the funding is not going to be at this moment released. I don't know if Ms. Grimm would like to speak on that. If not, that's it.
In case you guys weren't aware, our Project Success program is funded through the 21st Century Program, which is a federal program. That money is in turn turned over to the state to fund our statewide initiatives. Due to, we're not calling it mismanagement, we're calling it overestimating our spending balance at the state level. There is no funding available to renew our cohort. They do 5-year cohorts, and our 5 years is up this year. So we will do summer program, but after that, there is no funding. We are looking for alternative funding. So one of the things that we did today was we went, and unfortunately, most of the legislature was on the floor because the Chicago mayor was down, but we did get to go. We delivered packets to every office and left voicemails and messages, and we did get to talk to some assistants to explain to them the importance. There's 12,000 kids statewide, but in our district in particular, and we'll actually be doing some interviews about that with people later. We found during COVID, there is a distinct lack of daycare in this area of the educational support outside. I mean, we found that that's what parents asked for, and that is what the program supplies. So the burden of that and the deficit in learning that we have going on anyway. So I don't know if it did any good. We walked a lot, we got a little wind blown, but we did get the word out. We delivered a lot of packets. They did meet, a group of them met with ISB this morning. And then, like I said, there's going to be some follow-up. And I know they wanted to talk to Oakwood in particular. They asked me to do an interview with the group later. So it'll be an ongoing initiative. The information will be put out. There will be a link that people can go and express their concerns. The other thing that we were asking for was just some oversight on where this money went and how it was misforecast. So that was the main goal for today. Don't know if it did me good, but we went.
Agenda item 6, we had no board committee reports for this month. Agenda item 7, administrative reports, Mr. Maynard.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Just a few things I would like to highlight from our board packet. Just a reminder that our next meeting is going to be May the 10th. That's actually the board reorganization meeting. So I'll talk more about that here in the future. Our regular meeting coming is the 17th. So we are still waiting for the official election results to come in. We're expecting to have those by Friday. As was mentioned earlier by Mr. Flester, we had 4 seats available. 2 incumbents ran. There are 2 spots that will be open for appointment by the board. I did receive, it's either 8 or 9 applications. So that's really encouraging. And so what I will do is I have packets for you for consideration during closed session tonight. And then so I can help guide us in moving forward with that process. Okay. One of the things we'll also be looking at moving forward will be at the reorganization will be things like board committees. So it's a good time to take a look at where you're at. If you have a question, let me know, and we can reconsider that in the future. And going to also take a look at, if you notice in your board packet, Michelle and I have been talking a lot about facility improvements that have been going on between 2020 and 2023. A lot of the grant funding, ESSER funding, and that type of thing. And so you'll see there in your packet things like at Oakwood Grade School, we put a new gym floor in the small gym. Got a new playground, courtyard, and equipment that will be coming starting June of this summer. We've been waiting on materials, and also because of the large equipment that's being installed, they have to do that when no one is around for safety reasons. So that will start the day after school gets out, I am told. Renovation to the teacher's lounge, the library. We have a new makerspace room, a new pavilion. That was part of a project that we did last summer with our Eagle Scout. So we laid down some concrete to help support that. Transitioned the old literacy room to the math intervention room, and a classroom into a library or into a literacy room as well. As you know, we built a new junior high wing, a new office and furnishing, new teacher's lounge, new library, new classrooms, band music room, and new science labs. And at the high school, renovation of the family and consumer science classroom that used to be called Home Ec. I understand it's changing names again, but that's the topic area. New kitchens in the Home Ec, renovations to the teacher's lounge, and transportation-wise, we created a new access road for transportation, as well as some new ADA ramp access. So those are some things that have been completed. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Michelle for the way that you've managed those grants Obviously, John Siddons has been an integral part of these as well, our custodians and staff, and just thank you for helping us with those renovations. And I know Michelle did a great job of putting together. She'll talk later about some of the nice things that were done in more detail, and you have a PowerPoint in your packet that really lays that out nicely for you. So I know she's going to talk about that. Some other things in your packet, just to remind you of, tonight's the night we'll be asking for approval of the 23-24 school fees. It's been out there in your packet for a while now, and as I said last month, we've been able to take some things that are no longer needed, kind of outdated with fees. I worked with Don Lee at the high school, and so we were able to consolidate some things and do some better things too, as well as things like athletic passes and that type of thing, to try to make it more in line with what we're seeing in the area. IESA dues and registration, information in there about that. We're going to be asking for approval for that. And that allows us to be a part of the IESA and all of our activities, which are listed in your packet. In terms of financials, I would just like to mention that one of the things that we do, I don't talk about it a lot, it's just kind of normal business, but just for information, we have a lot of different grants. We've got Title I, Title II, Title IV. We have the ESSER grants. We've got ag grants. We've got school maintenance project grant. We tap into as many grants as we can to maximize our dollars. And what that requires us to do is we pay up front, and then we fill out the forms for expenditure reports for reimbursements. And so that's how that process works. And we'll be getting a lot of money coming back to us from Title. I'm looking here, for example, we do the quarterly reports mostly. Sometimes they're monthly, depends on which grant it is. Like we'll be receiving a payment of 64, almost 65,000 coming up here for the next couple of weeks. Another 4,500 for Title II. We'll be getting 4,000 for Title IV, which is student support, academic enrichment. And then our other federal programs, there's a $20,000 reimbursement that we filed for, and then another 18,000. So I just want to say thank you to Shannon Wallace, who does a great job, along with Michelle, keeping us up on those expenditure reports for the state so we can maximize our dollars and resources for our kids. You'll also see in here a packet. This is the one with the red page on the top. So this is BLDD Architects, and they do master plans for school districts. And of course, they do a lot of building and facilities. We are in an area where we have been trying to identify an architect for a school district. And so that requires an RFP or an RFQ process, okay? But this is just simply a study. I met with them to talk about our athletic facilities and land and those types of things. And so they basically submitted a packet of information for you to think about whether or not we would want to consider them to do a study for us in the future, and laying out all the different facilities, where they would go, that type of thing. And so that'll be something I'll talk a little bit more later, but I just want to let you know what that packet is there for, what that is. Okay. So I started conversations with them. Let me double check a couple notes here. Excuse me. Let's see. You'll see tonight about the unit office staff raises as an action item there as a recommendation. First reading of your student handbook for the high school and the Oakwood Elementary School, which has been consolidated to one handbook. I know Lisa Acton has worked very hard on that, and Nicole Pennis, and a K-8 handbook. Okay. Cash flow treasurer's report, you see that there. Again, the flowing of in and out, we're still in a good place there. Continue to monitor to see if there are any amendments that need to be made. Election update, the county facility sales tax did not pass in the county, nor in Oakwood. The voter turnout was pretty low all around, but that was a process we went through, so I just want to let you know that results are known. School fees, we talked about the Salt Fork OSF cooperative agreement. I think Mr. Shelton will talk about later. I reached out to Mr. Cox to try to get some timelines of when they were doing things with their school board, and we will be talking about it in May, but I'll let you address that, Mr. Shelton. May 10th, we've got a week coming up here annually for Teachers Appreciation. And I want to thank the school board and the superintendent for providing lunch to all of our staff members on May the 10th. We have hired a caterer to come in and basically he's going to provide either hamburgers or pulled pork and that kind of thing for all of our staff on that day. And that'll be a fun day for everyone involved. So if you have time, feel free to stop out, grab a sandwich. We'd love to take care of you with that. Okay. The high school update on the assistant principal's job. I've been talking with Mrs. Smith, who will be the principal next year. She's in the interviewing process with her committee, so she's kind of doing two jobs at once right now. And she would have a recommendation to me by the first of next week. So we've had some applicants. That's really good news. And she's felt really good about her interviews. So I'm excited to hear that. And she's also simultaneously starting the process of interviews for the school counselor position. We've got a couple different applicants we're looking at right now, 2 different tracks, a little bit different. But we're trying to keep moving forward with interviews. So I'll keep you posted when we know more. That'll be good for you to know about that. And a couple of late resignations that were received that did not make the agenda. Got those today. They'll be on the consent agenda next month. Okay, but I did want to go ahead and just talk about it because there will be vacancies we will have to post. And one is Parker Lee had submitted 5th and 6th grade boys basketball for next year. Lisa, anything that you wanted to add to that?
Sure. He would love to coach everything that he could coach, but he was stretched pretty thin. So he has a couple people in mind. A couple people have reached out. He is willing to volunteer and help teach fundamentals, but he said he needs to focus on the other things that he's signed up for right now.
Thank you. And then the other resignation that I received today that will be on for next month is Charlotte Lunt, our transportation director. So Charlotte's been with us as I guess it would be about 4.5 years now, Charlotte. And she's been the transportation director for 3 of those years and has done an excellent job for us. And just has a real heart for our kids and very passionate about transportation and does a great job of working with our drivers and making sure we keep things moving and get kids to and from school in a good way. So, Charlotte, I know this is a hard decision for you, but I did want to recognize you publicly and thank you for your service in a very important position for our school district. So thank you. And we wish you the best, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. And I will close unless there are any questions. I do have a little presentation here, okay? If I could ask Mrs. Bradford to stand up. And if someone could take a picture for me.
Oh, if I would have known we were taking pictures. Myself today.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I know. It's okay. All right, so I'm going to take a minute, just read this plaque. So we're in a season here where Oakwood Community Unit School District number 76 has a board service award to present. And it says, in honor and congratulations to Jessica Brett on retirement from the school board after 7 years of faithful service to the staff and students of the school district. I just wanted to say thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you. And we just are grateful to you for all of your time and energy for our kids.
Thank you. I've enjoyed my time on the board. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Any help? Thanks, Mr. Smith.
Thank you. Really fun.
That's all I have.
Larry.
Very
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can I ask a quick question? You talked about the tax, the vote on how far off was the vote? I mean, and you said it didn't pass in any of the communities?
I don't know if it passed which communities it passed in. I just know that it failed worse this time than it did the last time. Wasn't very good.
No.
That's what I was told.
Was it a
I'm sorry.
30 percentile, maybe something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Mm.
It was rough. Not even close.
Yeah. The voter turnout was low everywhere. So.
Thanks.
Any additional questions for Mr. Maynard? Thank you. Curriculum, Ms. Kimbrough.
The board report that I submitted was a PowerPoint presentation, and hopefully you get to see what that room looked like with kids in it. That's why I kind of waited, because that was kind of the most important part of that. We have a calendar. We've actually double booked on some, and it's being used quite a bit. A lot of teachers, which is kind of nice, and how I envisioned it, that if the room was booked, that there's a card in there and kits in there that they could just wheel it back to their classroom. So some are working in the classroom if the lab is full. And so some that are like already had ideas of what they wanted to do and came in to do them, but it was nice to have the kits that they could just pull from the closet. And like I said, there were 5 groups and 5 kits, and so everybody had their own. And some started small with just Legos, with drawing. If you saw, you can write on the tables. So that was like a novelty that everybody came in and wrote on the table first. But it was just nice to see. And I have teachers that are excited about it and actually have already put in some requests. They're like, oh, they love this. Can we get something else with the wind energy part of it? So very nice. And then the other part of it is I wrote STEM into Title I. So I do have even a little set aside money there. So I'm able to, when we get in there, see what we need and go. We just got a 3D printer that I have not even taken out of the box, just because with assessments, that's got to be on the back burner for now. And digital equity allowed me to write in so some bigger kits and some robotic things. And so we're going to get that. I need to like sit down, figure it out so that I can train staff on it, because to open them now, I just can't get to that. So there's different resources for us to, Arconic gave us the foundation, the furniture. Like I said, it just looks great in there. But I feel like we can sustain what we want to do with other funding sources. Title is always going to be there. Digital equity is not. So I want to get those big ticket items out of there. But even like the Cricut has been used for a tie-dye project. And that's just something that one teacher told me it would be really cool to have that. So, it's just them getting in and telling me what they need once they get in there. And so one of them said, 1 kit per group was not enough. Could we get like 5 more kits? And absolutely. So then I could just use the Title I money to get 5 additional before they went. So calendar is filling up. It seems to work pretty well that way. And the other piece of that is, again, that if you can just take things back to your classroom. So if you want to do a project and you need scissors, masking tape, or whatever, just go get it. Like even Summer asked something for an art. I go, I have a ton of those down there in the locker. So she's like, we can have those. I'm like, yeah, just tell me when we're low and I can kind of refill those as we go. So on the PowerPoint slide, I tried to give you an idea of the kits that we got and the project supplies, the teacher resources that we got with it as well, and the equipment. And then once I purchase the equipment, I'll kind of update everything and let you know. But I think it's a great asset to our building, and just seeing everybody use it. And the first graders were just so excited about the tables. But there's more. You can do more than just write on a table. So anyway, just different things. And I feel like there's different teachers at different comfort levels, and it allows them to work at whatever comfort level. So like 3rd grade love the kits that have the instructions, and they just said, well, I just put a kid on a table and told them, you have to read the instructions and you have to figure it out. And like I said, other people said, we were talking about boats and I wanted them to take these materials. So it's very customized. It's not a kind of a curriculum that goes with it, but I do like the fact that you can schedule anytime, that it's not like you have to go every Tuesday at this time. That puts a lot of pressure on the teacher to come up with something every Tuesday. But to come down there and even just like, we just came down to look, that's all right. Just come look. Maybe next time we'll do an activity if you like it. So just a lot of positive feedback on there, but I feel like we can get bigger and better. So that's what I'll probably work on over the summer to have that ready for fall. And then I cannot do a report without telling you about assessments. So IAR window closes this Friday. We had 1,800 tests to give just IAR, and we only have 12 tests left, and 2 of those kids have been absent too so much. But anyway, we were able to use the primary lab for makeups. So when I pull down, like I have a lab that I can use. So it's not like I need a Chromebook, I need to find an area, I just have them come down, I put their tickets on there, and makeups were just so easy to do at the junior high. So I did that 3rd through 8th. So I had all levels different, I kind of staggered throughout the day, and then I came back and did everybody, and it just worked out really, really well. ISA, we had 194 tests, and we still have 62 tests left today. Chris and I did 11th graders today, but we have a makeup day on Monday. And then whenever the STEM room's empty, I think I'm going to take 5th and 8th grade down there and finish up. So it's all about just getting done to the window. And so IAR window closes Friday. That's my focus to get through. And then next week it'll be getting all of the ISA. And then we'll open MAP up on May 1. So we'll start with that. So I feel like putting everybody in one building and every teacher testing on their own schedule, I don't feel like we had any technology issues. Chris, do you? Like I just feel like
test the entire junior high at once is.
Yeah, like there was
so much easier than you have to do now.
Yeah, it was just a non-issue. Like it was, we've never had that luxury before. And even when the junior high was testing up north and we were testing here, we still had to stagger days. So we had a late start for the grade school so the junior high could finish. And now it was like every teacher could work it into their schedule. Like some like, can we just do math during math? Well, last year you couldn't do it because if junior high was doing it or I had too many things and I had a calendar and tried to balance. And this time I'm like, let's see what happens. Let's go. So even the whole junior high was testing when the grade school was testing too. And it was kind of a non-issue. So I thought it went smoothly, and that primary lab for everybody has just worked out great. So I feel like we're about to the end of IAR, we're just about ISA, and MAP's pretty easy because teachers pretty much do that one on their own. So that's about it. But 1,800 IAR tests, so just like crazy that we've had to do. And we didn't start till after we got back from spring break. So it was just like basically 3 weeks. So, I'm done.
Any questions from Ms. Kimbrough? Thank you. Oakwood High School, approval.
Yes, you got my report. I also submitted a weight room report on what we have done so far as going through the policies. You'll see some changes in some of the paperwork aspect. We've also looked at our signage, which was basically non-existent. So we're going to put up signs. As I talked with some of the other principals in the area, I started asking, so where did you get your signs? What kind of signs do you have in your weight room? And they were like, I don't know. So what I found is that there are signage issues across the county, basically. I don't know if it's because a lot of the schools got new weight rooms, just like we redid ours. And so I think some of the signage didn't get put back up. So signage with rules and what the students should be doing and should not be doing in there. The supervision issue is built into the signage as well, where students know that they're not supposed to be in there if they're not supervised. The fourth play issue is also in the signage as well. As far as the lists that we do, we're consistent with schools in the area. What you're going to find is as you go through and look at the different lifts, different professional organizations and professional lifters have different opinions on different lifts. Okay. So we're in line with what the rest of the county is doing. We will continue to review those policy and guidelines. If anything new comes out on lifts that we shouldn't be doing, by all means, we're not going to do anything that are going to hurt our students. There will be a new form that we identified as well, and that came out of the model student handbook as far as a athletic participation form, which covers some of the safety rules and things that were not there before. I don't want you to think that the kids were not getting safety rules, but where I came from in the military, if you don't have it written down, they didn't get them. So we want to make sure that we've got that knowledge out there and the students are getting what they need to. As far as the staffing in weight rooms around the county, they're like us. We don't have any professional exercise physiologists that are doing any of that unless you're at the college level, and even some of the sport colleges probably do not have that either. But based on our staff with Coach McFarland and Coach Lee and different coaches in the building, Mr. Mandrell, I think they do a pretty good job of staying up and changing the weight program when they find an issue. Okay, so that's basically what we found. There will be some changes to the for district athletic handbook as well, based on some of the findings that we've had. So that's where we're at right now. This is something that, you know, anytime there's safety issues, this is one of those continuous improvement things that you want to continually keep an eye on that area and make sure that we don't have any issues where students may be in harm's way. That being said, athletics are inherently dangerous, okay? And things are going to happen. But what we don't want it to have happen is because of rules violations and things like that, that we may have not had in writing. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at with that. So I'm going to move on to, we got the play. We have not had a play at the high school in about 4 years, it seems like. So we actually have a play coming up. It's titled The Escape Room. It's on April 22nd at 7 p.m. and April 23rd at 2 p.m. And we're getting to have it in the high school gym since they've moved back the resurfacing of the floor. So we're going to have one last play in the high school gym. Adult tickets is $5 and students are $3. Also on April 30th, the following weekend, is our afternoon of fine arts. That's on a Sunday from 12 to 3 p.m. Again in the gym. That may be the last activity in the gym before they tear the floor up on 1A. And that's going to be a combination of the band, the chorus, and the annual art show. So it's going to be an afternoon of fine arts in every aspect of OHS's fine arts program. So the other things that are exciting is May 3rd is Senior Honors Night at 6 p.m. Now that we're going to have at the grade school junior high complex in their gym there because ours is scheduled to be torn up at that point. Prom is at the Dragonfly on May 6th. And so the students are all excited and getting ready for that, as well as the teachers. Our Meets and Exceed students will be going out on May 12th. Seniors' last day is May 17th, which is a Wednesday, okay? They'll have 18th to try to get all their affairs in order, and then on the 19th, we will do a graduation practice at the grade school. And I haven't talked with Ms. Lepenis, but we normally do our graduates walk, which is always exciting with the grade school students and the seniors going through with their gowns and caps on. And engaging with the student grade school. And now we got the junior high students there as well. So we can do the whole circle and that'll be awesome. So that is coming up. And then graduation is the 21st at 1 p.m. for the high school. And then the junior high will follow at 4. I think that is all I have. Unless I missed.
Any questions for Mr. Rowland? Sure. Assistant Principal 80, Mr. Shelton.
Okay, start off with a lot of news, which is good news. Scholastic Bulletin, we'll start with them. This past Monday, they started out the Parkland Challenge, something they got invited to last year in the Final Four. Now they're back again, and they beat PBL, and then they beat St. Joe to win their bracket championship. Now they're going back on the 26th to see if they can get further than they did last year. But we have an amazing Scholastic Bowl team this year. And I'll piggyback off that by saying that they were just invited to the small school public national tournament in Chicago. So hopefully tonight we'll also be able to approve that overnight stay, which you should have that as part of my packet as well. But really proud of the scholastic football team and their accomplishment this year. They've done an awesome job. This is just a cherry on top to be able to participate like something like this in Chicago. So anyhow, so that's what scholastic football team. Really proud of them. The boys and girls track team, they're underway. It's been some cold meets early on with a lot of rain, but they've muscled through it. Now we've got some nice weather and some good meets. We already have the county meet. We have one county champion and the county meet at Hoopston. That was Thomas Wells in the 3,200 meter or 2 mile run. So happy that our team is, by the way, there's a lot of boys on the team. It's a pretty big team this year. And so that's really exciting to see. So, and they've got a lot of great accomplishments. And actually they're coming up with, tomorrow they're at Westville for girls and boys. And then the boys are going to Unity and the girls are going to Gibson City for the Living Falcon invite. There's a lot of meets coming up here. A lot of kids are breaking PR. I could list a bunch of them, but it would take all night. There's a lot of kids that are doing really great. We're really proud of them. All right, moving on to softball. The softball team is, they're 5-13 at the moment. That doesn't sound great, but it is better than what we were at this time last year. So they have improved record-wise from this where they were at last year. Their subsectional is going to be at Unity. They're either going to play at T-Town or Sullivan, one of the two. And they're in action tomorrow night at Heritage is their next game. So that is the softball team. JV baseball, man, if you've been following the JV baseball team, they're doing all right. They're 7-2 right now and had a thriller the other night against STM and to beat them. And so I think it's kind of a luxury to be able to carry 2 teams, a varsity and a JV, for being a smaller team in the area, to be able to carry 2 teams and to be as successful. Sometimes when your varsity is really good, there's kids that don't get to play a lot on the varsity, which makes your JV team really strong. That's what's happening. That's what we're seeing this year. So they are 7-2 now, and they're doing great. They have a doubleheader here at home against Champaign Central on Saturday. That's their next 2 games that they have. So that's the JV baseball team. The varsity baseball team, what a great year they've had as well. They're still undefeated in the VVC. They're 4-0, I think 4-0 in the VVC right now and haven't lost. And they've won 12 games already. They're in a tough subsectional. I think there's going to be like 4 teams maybe that win 20 games or 5, and they're going to be one of them. They could end up with a 4 or 5 seed and win 20 games. And so it's been a great year. And I think that we already have a record holder. Dalton Hobbing last year already broke his single season steals record. He just adding to it every steal he gets now. So at the end of the year, we'll have a record breaker with that for sure. So really proud of the baseball team and their start. Speaking of the baseball team, JV and varsity, today they took a break from games and they went to St. Louis to watch the Cards D-backs game and watch the Cardinals put it on the D-backs today. So anyway, but what a great opportunity for our kids to be able to get out and do something fun like that. And they're going to get back in action tomorrow. They're at home against Seeger for the varsity. So right back at it again. But what a great opportunity these kids have today going to St. Louis on a beautiful day. So that's varsity baseball. Also should probably mention couple things here. Online scheduling for summer stuff and the gyms, with our gym being out and Newtown and OGS being the gyms. That schedule was released to coaches today to start kind of planning their summer activities and stuff like that for all coaches. And they all got that. Also, our custodians got that as well. They know who's in the building and when and where. So that was today. And then also, we had an amazing donation. CV Wood at Urbana donated a complete sound system. If you've not been in there, it is amazing. This thing is awesome. 4 speakers and just it's top of the line stuff. Now our kids they're all excited. We're trying to learn how to figure it out ourselves, how to operate it and pair things like that. But yeah, they're all excited about it. So just another great addition to the weight room. So super blessed that we had, some board members and Coach Lee and some other people that got involved with that to help that come to fruition. So that's really great. So anyhow, that is the weight room. And then, so we already talked about the gym floor, so I won't go into that. I probably talk about the cheer. Cheer would like to, they talked to me about maybe doing a small change in the fall. They'd like to cheer at all home games and all county games. They've selected their squad for next year. They're going to kind of make it a smaller squad. As you know, we had a really successful winter cheer season. They finished 25th, and I don't think they're satisfied with that finish. I think they'd like to do better than that next year, go back to state and even finish higher than 25th place. So they wanted a smaller team to maybe focus on the fall and trying to get ready for a build-up for that competitive season in the winter. So there's two games that they're not going to cheer. I just want to make sure everyone knows week 1 at Momentum and week 4 at Dwight, they're not going to be cheering those games because they're in the gym preparing and doing stuff like that for getting ready for it. So just to let you know, that is a small change for the fall. But just let you know there. Also, Dalton Hobbit, he signed to play baseball at Kankakee Community College. That also happened this past month. So a lot of great things happening at OHS, and I'm really proud of Dalton and his accomplishments, and wish him the best of luck at Kankakee. And then homecoming. I don't know if you mentioned that last month or not, but homecoming for next year is set for the 22nd of September against VHRA. So it's going to go back to a traditional one. I've yet to see a normal one here. So it's going to be a Friday night game against VHRA, the parade leading into that. And then the next day will be the homecoming dance on the 23rd. So everybody knows that is the homecoming dates. So for next year. And then the overnight trips, I think I mentioned the Scholastic Bowl one, but also baseball has playing a conference game up in Cissna on Friday night on the 28th. And then the next day that they're going to go try to play a doubleheader at Reed Custer, which is even further north. And so it makes more sense when we go there. So we're going to stay overnight. That money's going to come out of their activity fund, to pay for all the hotels and everything. But anyhow, and also we are providing transportation. So that Shar probably lining up that as well as today's meeting going to St. Louis as well too. So, so that's a 2 overnight trip requests here. Hopefully we get those approved for baseball and Scholastic. So that's that. And then Mr. Mayor Athey talked about the co-op agreement with Salt Fork. We had that some discussion about them possibly wanting to be the host of cross country. We talked about that back and forth, but we decided not this time. So we will remain the host of all 3. We've talked that over with Salt Fork admin as well, and they are on board with that as far as we know. Their board meeting is next week, I believe.
April 26th.
Yep, April 26th. And so at that meeting, we're hopefully get that agreement signed on their end. And on the 17th here at our board meeting next month, we will sign ours, and then we'll get in for the June 1st IHSA deadline for co-op agreements. So that we should be right on par with everything with that. So so that's just the co-op agreements. And then lastly, I just want to say, I know you guys accepted my resignation tonight. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to work at an awesome school district and awesome high school, and for awesome administrators. And it's an amazing administrative team that I had a chance to work with. And I appreciate the support from the board, and all the backing that I got from you guys was awesome. It is actually a pleasure. I know it's short-lived, it was only 2 years here, but I really appreciate it. And I'm just really thankful of that. And also I should mention the collaboration with the union too. I feel like that there's been a lot of great communication with us, and I really appreciate you working. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Shelton? Thank you. I think it's good 2 years.
What's that?
Thank you for being here.
Yep. It's been awesome.
Junior high, Ms. Burton.
Good evening. Scholastic Bowl is at County tonight, and we will have regionals at home next week on the 26th. Track has County on Saturday. This Friday, our 8th grade will finish their Illinois Constitution, and that's the big thing. I've done a MAPS test to finish off the year, so they're excited about getting some of those things done. Student council will go to Springfield this weekend with Mrs. Grimm and the group. And I think the biggest thing I'd like to talk about is how OJHS came together to help out remaining counties dwelling place, which helps provide hygiene for some of our county individuals. Our goal for the penny pantry was 6,887 pennies, and our 2 grade levels, 132 kids, raised 128,450 pennies, almost 1,900%. And that was more than any school in our county. And that was our kids. They did a penny war, they loved it, and they knew it was going somewhere special. And I just think that's pretty neat for our kids to participate in that. And then one of the sponsors donated money, so they had a prize for that. And they asked Mrs. Grimm about, do we really take this money? Are we taking this away? Do we need to give it back? And they said, no, it's a sponsor. They want to honor you. So we're going to do something special, and Mrs. Grimm's going to put that together. So I'm really excited for our junior high. So we're just tying things up. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Burton? Thank you. Green School, Ms. Pettis.
So I shared with you our lunch on the lawn dates. We've had a few beautiful days. We've had to reschedule one. I'm hoping that the weather holds off, but I'm not a very good meteorologist and I will just trust the Weather Channel. And we're keeping an eye on it. But I will say that for the 3 that we have had so far, we have probably had 99% family participation. So it's been really, really great to see all of the parents come out and enjoy time with the kids. And not just parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody comes, and it's a lot of fun. I shared information from our science fair, which we just completed. I want to publicly thank Nicole Johnson for all of her hard work. She is the science guru. It was bittersweet though, because it will be her last one. She's passing the torch to Christina Phelps. So in a couple of years, Christina will take on her first science fair. Next year will be an art fair here. I also want to thank the custodians because that was a lot of work cleaning up and preparing, and they did an excellent job. I thank all of the volunteers. We had tons. We had students, we had staff members. We were all volunteering. We had PTO members helping out. They helped fund the event for us. So a lot of collaboration and hard work went into that, and it was a lot of fun. So we are very thankful. And then last I listed, well, not last, I listed that we are going to do, it's a secret, so I probably shouldn't say it, but we have a pop-up coming up. You see that in your report. And then we had kindergarten orientation last night. We have around 43 students come, and some of our pre-K students don't actually come because they're already in the building and they've already done their kindergarten screening testing. But that's the amount that we had show up last night. And then I shared some pictures from our Illinois Principal Association Student Recognition event where we celebrated Chloe Messmore and Evie Johnson for being leaders, scholars, and role models. Questions?
Thank you. Any question, Ms. Lepenis? Thank you. Assistant Principal, Ms. Acton.
I have been working with Mrs. Johnson and Mrs. Burton to work on the athletic director responsibilities and make sure that we have a seamless transition. So we've been working on the schedules for 5th and 6th grade sports, as well as working with her on 7th and 8th grade sports. Nicole and I have worked together to secure officials and get things started and making sure that transition is as smooth as possible. As you all know, officials are hard to get, and so we wanted to make sure that we weren't behind in getting those done. Also started working on the IEFA renewal, and that will be something that I'm asking you to approve tonight. It will be listed on the invoice as a grade school renewal. They are not going to change our name and unify our building until after May so that it doesn't mess up the state series and somehow mess up our eligibility. So we do have that renewal in the process. Shannon and I are working on it, but it is for your approval tonight for our unified building for next year. Track, Mr. Lee has done a wonderful job in motivating our 5th and 6th grade students as well as the junior high students. We still have 12 participants in 5th and 6th grade. Actually, the first track meet of the season, we had 2 5th grade girls placed 1st and 2nd against 7th graders, and it has been a wonderful motivator for these 2 individual students to keep their grades up and keep their behavior in check. So I'm really thankful for Mr. Lee for doing that program for us and helping with those students. We had our first ever volleyball clinic with Carla Adams. Instead of offering a 5th and 6th grade volleyball program, she did a camp where there were some high school students who came and participated, did some intramural activities, and then let the parents come and watch those classes. Scholastical, our final match will be Monday the 17th. Been working with truancy on attendance. I will say that attendance has started to be a concern these last couple of months as the weather has been a little bit nicer and people left early for spring break or didn't come back from spring break on time. We saw truancy numbers increase significantly. I do miss, and I've shared this with Mr. Maynard, I do miss having an SRO because those home visits have been the most effective thing that we can offer families. Mrs. Allen from the Regional Office of Education does go with me, and Officer Soderstrom when he can. But the SRO is such a critical piece because they build the relationships at school and then at home. But we're doing our best to keep that up. I shared with you our discipline information, and we have already completed all of our drills. And otherwise, we just try to be in the classrooms and be out and about as much as possible. The weather's nicer, so the kids are outside, but we're still out and about making sure that our building is running as effectively as possible.
Any questions from Ms. Acton? Thank you. Technology, Mr. Richardson.
I don't really have too much to add for my report. I guess the only really big thing is kind of a fiber line going down at the high school. It took our phones down for about a day. They were on and off for about a day. I ended up getting a hold of the provider, which was Metro around Sullivan. Apparently, they had to recouple a line in Homer. I guess they have a junction box in Homer. That's where it's at. But they fixed that, and we were up the next day, so that was good. Just getting some stuff ready for summer, and then the science testing is what's been keeping me busy. Well, Sheldon and I we did high school together, but I did most of the junior high myself, which worked out pretty well because we were able just to take him to the cafeteria at the grade school and got all 3 tests done.
Any questions for Mr. Richardson? Thank you. Transportation, Ms. Lund.
The only thing I really have to add to my report is Ms. Acton and I have been working together. Excuse me, and we are in the process of getting the kid account set up on our buses. We'd like to do kind of a trial run here at the end of the school year, so we can see what's happening on the work test, work out any kinks or issues that might come along, and then next school year have it start up in full force on the first day of school is our goal. We'll see how it goes. I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to really make a difference in the transportation department and with our kids. Even the communication we have with the office and the districts about if kids have transportation changes or wanting to go home with another student. We all have that together in one place, and it's really going to improve the communication as well.
Any questions from Ms. Lund? Thank you. Maintenance custodian, Mr. Siddons.
I really don't have much. One thing is I've been working on trying to get everything together for some projects. Mr. Maynard and I are supposed to sit down the next couple of weeks and outline what we can do, what we can't do, what we need to do, get all that in order. So I'm hoping maybe by the next board meeting we'll have a little bit more detail of what something's going to look like. So otherwise, it's just weather's rogue and everybody wants everything now.
Any question for Mr. Siddons? Thank you. Item 7, I'm sorry, 8, old business for discussion. Trajectory Community Solar Project update.
Yeah, so I reached out to Elon McMillan after our last board meeting because over the course of the 2 meetings, the proposal is different. Originally, it was them coming into Newtown and demolishing that building and laying down solar and all those things, and plus us retaining the ownership of that land and getting about $40,000 in lease money from that. So that's a great advantage to the district in many ways. To divide that up and to not be able to do that is kind of a game changer a little bit. So he and I have talked a little bit, and I just shared with him my opinion. I said, I have not heard back from the board yet exactly on how they feel about it, but it just seems to me like that's not as good of a situation, for the school district right now. And so if there's any change in that, please let me know so I can bring back any new information to the board, because I said, I think it's a type of project that we're very interested in. And he emailed me today and said that he had shared that information with his superiors. And so that he wanted to know if they could propose some other type of updated lease in the event, kind of an all or nothing clause. In other words, if we can do all of it, then that's something we would like to propose to the Oakwood School District Board of Education. And if it can't be all inclusive and they want to divide it up, that it's not something that we'd be interested in. I said, well, go ahead and send that to me so I have it in writing and I can share it with the board. So that's really the only update I have. And I'd just like to, any thoughts that you have you'd like to exchange with me, I'd be happy to carry that into future conversations with him. So I wasn't speaking for the board. I was just sharing my opinion. Didn't seem like as good of an opportunity with what we meet our needs as well. So open for discussion if anything that you all would like to share with me or take back to Elon. Appreciate him coming.
I guess my first question would be, so this proposed lease, I think a lot of what he had to research was going to take a few years.
Yes.
So if we make a commitment and a year and a half down the road, this falls through and then we're back to square one, we kind of locked ourselves out from doing anything with that building for a year and a half. Is that, I think, I hope I'm.
Yeah, that's how I'm understanding it, not seeing it in writing, is that I think it would take a couple of years for them to start to end this project.
That's one of the
I
things
think
he
that's what he said. So, you know, there's some time involved here, but we would want something in the lease if they felt like that they could do all of the original proposal. Then, if I understand you right, if something along the way diverges from that, we can't move forward with this. We have to know. They would have to know because they have to front some money in the beginning. They've already fronted over $1,000 just to investigate this with an application. So for this to move forward, they would have to invest, I think he said, like another $3,500 to move that application further down the line. So they want to make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row as well. I don't know. That's a long answer. I apologize, but that's the way I'm understanding it as well. But I'm always more comfortable speaking into something when I see it in writing.
I agree.
And then when I get that, hopefully I'll have that the next few days. I'll be glad to share that with you. You know, as a board, so you've got some time to process that. Bring me any questions that I need to be asking. You know, anything at all. I'll be happy to do that for us.
Agenda item 8B, student resource officer update from the Village of Oakwood. I can take that, Mr. Major. So over the last month, we've been, well, I agree with what Ms. Atkins said. This is crucial. We need to get this back. As part of that, we're reviewing a proposed contract with the village, and we'll get that back to them and hopefully have something for the entire board here shortly. Okay. Agenda item 9, bear with me please for a moment as I read these. I do need a motion to go into closed session at 6:28 p.m. for the reasons of 5 ILCS 122C1, the employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractor, specific volunteer of the district, or legal counsel who serves as an independent contractor or volunteer of the district, or against legal counsel of the district to determine its validity. We also have 5 ILCS 122C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives. Additionally, 5 LCS 122C5, purchase or lease of real property for the use of the district, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. 5 ILCS 122C9, student disciplinary cases. And finally, 5 ILCS 122C3, the selection of a person to fill a public office, including a vacancy in a public office when the district is given the power to appoint under law or ordinance. Is there a motion to go into closed session at 6:29? Perfect. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Plattner to enter closed session at 6:28 p.m. Hicks? Yes. Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yep.
Ludwig? Yes. Plattner?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Bradley? Yes. Motion carried. Roll call vote.
Yes, I gotta go.
Where's everybody at? Maybe are they still in whatever? Yeah.
Get away. I made a motion to re-enter open session at 8:49 PM.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Hicks to re-enter open session at 8:49 PM. Janeski? Sorry. Lynn?
Yes.
Ludwig? Yes. Plattner?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Bradford? Yes. Hicks? Yes. Motion carried by roll call vote 3.
Item 10A, we have a high school recommendation to appoint Jade Lee as the high school head coach of the dance team for the 23-24 school year. She will be on step 1 of the extracurricular pay scale.
So Coach Lee has served as our assistant coach for the last 2 years under Coach Thrasher. And since Coach is gone now, she'd like to step into that role and grow the program. So looking forward to what she has to do. We're excited.
The motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner to approve the employment of Jade Lee as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 4.
Agenda item 10B, we have another high school recommendation to approve the Scholastic Bowl team and the baseball team's overnight stay on April 28th. The Scholastic Bowl team will also need to stay overnight on April 29th for the national convention, national competition. Student council overnight stay on May 4th and 5th for their state convention.
So, like I had mentioned earlier, just the overnight trips approval for those kids to be able to do that. So, great opportunity for both of them.
We have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a quick clarifying, just so I understand this. Scholastic Bowl team, baseball team overnight on April 28th. The Scholastic Bowl will also be on the 29th, though, correct? The 28th,
Yes.
okay. And the student council overnight. Got it. Okay. Roll call.
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Plattner to approve the overnight stays as presented. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
motion carried by roll call vote 5.
We have an elementary school recommendation to employ Josh Hunsberger as the 5th, 6th grade girls basketball coach for the 23-24 school year. He'll be on step 4 of the extracurricular pay scale.
Josh is amazing and he said he'd come back and coach.
So a motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner to approve the employment of Josh Hunsberger as presented. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford, yes. Hicks,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig. Yes, motion carried by roll call vote 6.
Agenda item 10D, we have a recommendation to approve the school fees for the 23-24 as presented.
Nothing new to add.
The motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Gotcha.
Further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Bradford to approve the 2023-24 school fees as presented. Smith,
Yes.
Bradford, Hicks,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 7.
Agenda item 10E, we have a recommendation to approve the IESA renewal for the 23-24 school year for a total cost of $1,165.
That's what I discussed earlier, and it would unify the building under one IESA payment.
The motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Lynn to approve the IESA renewal as presented. Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 8.
Agenda item 10F, we have a recommendation to employ Annalise Fritz for the 8th grade social studies teaching position for the 23-24 school year. She'll be on step 1 of the bachelor's degree schedule, and this will be contingent upon the completing the certification requirements. Wow.
I highly recommend Annalise. I think she's going to be a great addition to the staff.
She's got one more course to take, I believe.
She's wrapped up, I think, at the end of the month.
Their motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Bradford, seconded by Plattner to approve the employment of Annalise Fritz as presented. Hicks,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 9.
Agenda item 10G, we have a recommendation to approve 3% raises for the district unit office staff for the 23-24 school year as presented. I'll read a few of those with some of the salaries. Michelle Kimbrough, curriculum coordinator, 12-month position salary for 23-24 will be $103,503.08. Chris Richardson, technology director, 12-month position salary for the 23-24 school year will be $57,945.46. John Siddons, head and maintenance, 12-month position salary for 23-24 will be $60,897.68. Dinah Klingen, human resources, payroll and revenue secretary, 12-month position, hourly rate for 23-24 will be $24.57. Her 6% retired incentive total, an increase of $3,243.60, which includes her $4,451.97 stipend as the board treasurer. Therefore, her total earnings in 23-24 will be $57,303.57. Shannon Wallace, bookkeeper and expenditure secretary, 12-month position, hourly rate for 23-24 will be $20.05. Beth Curry, board reporting secretary, 12-month position, stipend for 23-24 will be $93.69 per meeting. And finally, Larry Maynard, superintendent, 12-month position, salary for 23-24 will be $125,664.12. Do I have a motion to approve the raises as presented?
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner to approve the district unit staff raises as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Motion carried. Roll call vote 10.
Agenda item 11, new business. I do not believe we have any new business for discussion. Agenda item 12, adjournment. Our next board reorganization special meeting will be held Wednesday, May 10th at 5:30 p.m. The next regular meeting will be Wednesday, May 17th at 5:30 p.m. We have a motion to adjourn at 8:57 p.m. Roll call.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Plattner to adjourn at 8:57 p.m. Ludwig.
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Bradford. Yes. Hicks. Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried. Roll call vote 11.